balls. I wouldn't imagine that this is going to be something that's going to stick with him through the season, but you know, he certainly has to get a couple catches under his belt and get that confidence going.
On 2nd and 23, this is Joe Mixon, and Mixon to about the 35-yard line. So that's 3 plays for Burrow. And at 3rd and 18, he is looking to the sideline, and
the rhythm was off. The operation was off. We had a penalty. We had some drops. You would have liked to be able to correct that here in the first drive, but same story.
Malcolm Perry is deep and makes the fair catch at his own 26-yard line. So 11 minutes, 28 seconds.
Difficult and challenging when all you have is mental reps to now have to go out there and put it together on the field, but that's life as a third-string quarterback.
This is Dokes carrying just across the 30-yard line. Pickup of close to 5, if not 5, and brought down by Renee. We saw some of his action in the preseason. He's got a good arm.
Well, I only see 1 red flag, and we can get to that maybe on the next play.
He's going to go deep, far side of the field, and just overthrew his intended receiver. That was Preston Williams on the outside. What's your red flag? It's hard to have a golf game when you've only played once.
Not only did you pass the test, but because you picked up the bill, you passed the test with flying colors.
Patrick Laird in the backfield, and Cincinnati going to throw it again to the sideline, and that catch is made, and first down yardage across the 40 and out of bounds. Stayed inbounds at about the 45-yard line. That's Kirk Merritt.
Every day in practice, but when you get a chance, break a tackle and get some yards after the catch, it's a big plus.
This is Dokes again. And across midfield to about the 48.5-yard line or so. It'll be 3rd and about 2.5. Or excuse me, 2nd and 2.
2 or 3 or 4 guys that you didn't really think about before training camp that just flashed and made a couple plays here and there to kind of get guys thinking, and that's where you got to make your move.
Will play fake. Simmons throws and completes on the outside for first down yardage, and going out of bounds is the tight end Hunter Long.
And that kind of stuff. You just, hey, I think he's a pretty good guy, but that one right there goes against one of my rules.
This is Dokes off the left side. Let's go down to AJ.
Well, Greg, Adam was talking about Reed Sennett bragging about his golf game, and he was kind of throwing 2 mixed throws that Reed wouldn't even imagine connecting on. And Reed sees his role on this team as being a sounding board, an extra set of eyes, and someone that he can just be supportive of throughout this season through the highs and lows that may come.
Yeah, thanks, AJ. Sennett now going to run for it up the middle, and he gets to about the 35-yard line. Need another 6 for a first down. Just glazed over. Oh, really? 36. Sennett dodges the rusher, now throws outside. That is complete for first down yardage. Out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. That is Patrick Laird out of the backfield.
And the Dolphins moving the ball down the field.
Dolphins 2 for 2 on 3rd down on this drive. This is Dokes. And Dokes shakes a tackler at the line of scrimmage, makes it close to the 25-yard line, and brought down by Akeem Davis-Gaither.
We've seen a lot of Dokes early in this game, and one of my players to watch was Patrick Laird. There's a pretty good chance that one of these running back roster spots are going to go to Dokes or to Laird. Now, they know what they have in Laird. He's a 3rd-year player, but this is a big game here for Jared Dokes to show what he can do.
10th play of this drive. It is 2nd and 9. And the give is to Dokes, and Dokes going nowhere, stopped at the 25-yard line. That was
Noah Spence is going to make him getting on this roster a little bit tougher, but a little bit shy. But you'd love to see him throw the ball down the field in the intermediate and the longer passing game.
1st and goal from the 8. And bulling his way to about the 5 is Laird once again. This is really interesting in the backfield. You would assume, you would think that they're set for their top 3 running backs. The Dolphins are Myles Gaskin, Malcolm Brown, and Savant.
Running back room, it reminds you a little bit of what they did in New England. Not really having that Joe Mixon type back, but backs with a diverse skill set so they can have matchups, unique matchups in each of their games.
The fake to Doak. Sinnott looking, throwing. Inside the 5 to about the 1 or the 2 yard line is Chris Myrick. And we have a penalty marker on the play.
The hook right inside the collar. Easy call.
4.5 to play here in the first quarter, and the Dolphins knocking on the door. Straight ahead, looking for the end zone. Did he get there? He did. Touchdown, Miami. Darius Phillips is deep. Plenty of leg into this one, and this one's going to bounce once in the end zone and then out the back end. And here's Brandon Allen, number 2 on the depth chart at quarterback for the Bengals in his 5th season out of Arkansas. So what do you think about that?
Is to get some yards after the catch, but again, one thing you don't want to do is have him take an unnecessary shot, and he did it last year. I have full confidence that he'll be ready to go here when they start the season.
Here is the handoff to Samaje Perine. You know, you and I have been talking about this all weekend long, and you say, rightfully so, that players can't play scared. You can't be afraid of getting hurt. I would assume it applies for.
What happened to J.K. Dobbins in Baltimore? You ask yourself, look, I know we have to play, we have to get guys ready, but I bet you they're kicking their decision to play him in that game. So it's a balancing act, and you'd like to think you can control injuries, but I think sometimes you just going for you, and I guess that's the mentality. But as a player, I'd be nervous, you know, not playing in a game into the 3rd quarter, you know, more than 2 weeks before the season.
This pass over the middle is complete to Mike Thomas, and he has enough for the first down at the 35-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Nick Needham. All I know is,
sure,
because it does have its purpose, but still, you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, for the fans' perspective, but you've got to know and also remember that you've got to get ready to play the season. And the only way to get ready is to go out there and play. So fans don't have to worry about gearing up for the season. I know you do, though. You take your preparation seriously.
There are certain calisthenics that you do.
Yeah, but I think it's very challenging and very difficult. And I guess, you know, the more I think about it, knowing that if you don't play, you don't get hurt, and you just hope that your practices, your controlled practices, can get guys ready to play week 1. And I'm sure last year, not having a preseason really kind of opened up some coaches' eyes of how to get creative and find different ways to get their team ready to play.
On 2nd and 7, Chris Evans in the backfield and takes the handoff and breaks the initial contact and gets to about the 44-yard line.
The world doesn't happen like that. You can't play with fear. You got to get guys ready. But at the same time, you don't want some of your big-time players to not even be available for the season because they got hurt in the preseason. It's a tough balancing act. There's no doubt about it. And I don't think there's a real answer, a real definite 100% answer of the best way to go about it.
That was Chris Evans, enough for a first down as he nudged the ball across the 45.
Well, Chris Evans could be a sneaky 3rd down weapon as the season goes. And Nick Needham on the other side has had a tremendous training camp.
With the play fake, Allen throwing, finds his man inside the 35-yard line. That is Trenton Irwin, 1st-year receiver. Good for 23 yards and a first down to the Miami 31-yard line. This is trade a yard.